Welcome to TriVox Language Hub.
The podcast for learning English in a fun and natural way. I'm Emily.
And I'm Chad, and today we have a delicious topic for everyone.
We do. We're going to be talking all about food in Australia. And please don't forget to click on the like button, subscribe, and turn the notifications on.
And don't forget to leave us a comment with the what you like the most and theme suggestion for our future conversation. Right, from breakfast to barbecues, we're going to cover some of the most famous and popular foods you'll find down under.
And we'll explain some fun new words along the way. It's perfect for our listeners who are learning English.
So, Emily, let's start with the first meal of the day, breakfast, or as Australians often call it, brekkie.
Brekkie, I love that. It's a great example of Aussie slang. They love to shorten words and add an IE sound at the end.
They really do. So what's a typical Aussie brekkie?
Well, one of the most popular cafe breakfasts right now is avo on toast.
Avo on toast? What's avo?
Avo is another one of those shortened words. It's short for avocado, so it's just smashed avocado on a piece of toasted bread.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they usually add a bit of salt, pepper, and maybe some feta cheese or a poached egg on top.
That sounds both healthy and delicious.
It is. It's everywhere in Australian cafes. Another classic, especially for kids at home, is Wheat Bix.
Wheat Bix. I think I've heard of that. What exactly is it?
It's a very popular breakfast cereal. They look like little bricks made of whole wheat. You put them in a bowl, add milk, and they go all soft. Then you can add sugar, honey, or fruit.
A bit different from the sugary cereals we see in the U.S.
A little bit, and you can't talk about Australian brekkie without talking about coffee. Australians are very serious about their coffee.
Right. I hear they have great coffee shops.
They do, and a very popular type of coffee there is the flat white.
Flat white? How is that different from a latte?
It's similar, but not the same. A flat white has a very thin, smooth layer of steamed milk on top of the espresso. A latte has much more foamy milk.
Oh, so the flat white is stronger with more coffee flavor?
Exactly. It has a more velvety texture. So for breakfast, we have avio on toast, Wheat Bix, and a flat white. A very Australian start to the day.
That's a great start. Now, let's move on to lunch or maybe a quick snack. What's a classic Aussie food for the middle of the day?
There's something you can find in almost every bakery or petrol station in Australia. The mighty meat pie.
A meat pie. A classic.
It really is. It's a small, hand-sized pie filled with minced meat and gravy. The pastry is flaky on top and soft on the bottom.
And how do you eat it? With a fork?
Usually not. You just hold it in your hands. And the best way to eat it is with a big squeeze of tomato sauce on top.
Tomato sauce? You mean ketchup, right?
Yes, exactly. In Australia and the UK, they call it tomato sauce. It's a very common and very popular lunch.
That sounds perfect for a cold day.
It is. And right next to the meat pies in the bakery, you'll usually find sausage rolls.
And what's a sausage roll?
It's sausage meat wrapped in puff pastry and baked until it's golden. Like a pie, but in a log shape. Also very, very popular.
So, meat pies and sausage rolls are the go-to savory snacks. What about sweet snacks?
Oh, Australia has some amazing sweet snacks. We have to talk about Tim Tams.
I have heard legendary things about Tim Tams.
They are a national treasure. A Tim Tam is a chocolate biscuit. It has 2 chocolate biscuits with a layer of chocolate cream in between, and then the whole thing is covered in more chocolate.
That sounds like chocolate heaven.
It is, but there's a special way to eat them called the Tim Tam Slam.
The Tim Tam Slam? Okay, you have to explain that. It sounds amazing.
Okay, so first you get a hot drink, like coffee or hot chocolate. You bite off 2 opposite corners of the Tim Tam.
Opposite corners. Got it.
Then you put one bitten end into your drink and use the biscuit like a straw.
No way! You drink through the biscuit?
Yes, you suck the hot drink up through it. The inside of the biscuit melts, and just before it falls apart, you put the whole thing in your mouth. It's a delicious, melty, chocolatey explosion.
Wow. That is a life-changing piece of information. I need to try that immediately. That's a great vocabulary word for our listeners. Slam. A Tim Tam slam.
While we're on sweet treats, there are a couple of others we have to mention, especially for parties. Definitely. Okay, moving on from snacks to a bigger meal that is more of a cultural event, really. The barbecue.
Ah, the great Aussie Barbie.
That's the one! Again with the shortened words. Barbie is short for barbecue.
So, what's so special about an Australian barbecue? We have barbecues in America too.
It's just a huge part of the social culture there. It's very relaxed. People have Barbies in their backyards and parks at the beach. It's a way to get together with friends and family on a sunny day.
That sounds lovely. What do they cook?
The most common thing is sausages. And of course, they have a slang word for them, snags.
Snags. I'm seeing a pattern here. Brekkie, avo, Barbie, snags.
Exactly. So they cook snags. Often they'll serve them on a single piece of white bread with grilled onions and sauce. This is called a sausage sizzle.
Just one piece of bread, folded?
Yes, simple but effective. They also cook steak, burgers, and seafood, especially prawns.
Prawns. Okay, so we have to ask, is the famous saying, throw another shrimp on the Barbie, true?
That's a funny one. First, Australians call them prawns, not shrimp. And second, that famous line was from a TV commercial in the 1980s to attract American tourists.
So it's a myth. An Australian would never actually say that.
Probably not, no. They might say, the prawns are on the Barbie, but the other phrase is definitely from advertising. It's a great cultural lesson, though.
It is. Okay, we've covered a lot, but now we have to talk about the really unique, famously Australian foods. I'm thinking of one in particular. It comes in a yellow and red jar.
You must be talking about Vegemite.
Vegemite, yes. What is it? And please be honest, is it as strong as people say?
It is strong. It's a dark brown food paste made from leftover brewer's yeast extract. It's a byproduct of making beer.
Yeast extract. That doesn't sound very appealing, I have to say.
It has a very unique taste. It's very, very salty and a little bit bitter. The key is how you eat it. A big mistake people make is putting it on thick, like it's peanut butter.
Right. I can imagine that would be way too much.
Way too much. The correct way is to get a piece of toast, put a lot of butter on it so it melts, and then add just a tiny, thin scraping of Vegemite. The butter balances the saltiness.
A thin scraping. Got it. So it's more of a seasoning than a spread.
That's a perfect way to describe it. Australian kids grow up eating it, so they love it. But for others, it's an acquired taste.
I'll have to be brave and try it the right way then. What about desserts? Any famous Australian desserts?
Absolutely. Two very famous ones are the Lamington and the Pavlova.
Lamington. That's a fun word. What is it?
A Lamington is a square of sponge cake that is first dipped in chocolate icing, and then it's covered in desiccated coconut. Desiccated just means dried and shredded.
Cake, chocolate, and coconut? That sounds delicious. There's no way that's an acquired taste.
No, they are just delicious. Sometimes they even have a layer of cream or jam in the middle.
Even better. And what about the other one you mentioned? Pavlova?
Pavlova. This one is a little bit of a debate. Both Australia and New Zealand claim they invented it.
Oh, a food rivalry. I love it.
Yes, a pavlova is a meringue-based cake. It has a crisp crust on the outside and is soft and light like a marshmallow on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's topped with whipped cream and fresh fruit, like passion fruit, kiwi, and berries.
That sounds like a perfect summer dessert. So light and fresh.
It is. It's very popular at Christmas time because Christmas in Australia is in the summer.
Wow, my mouth is watering just thinking about all this food. We've covered so much.
We have. Let's do a quick recap of some of the new vocabulary for our listeners.
Good idea. We learned brekkie for breakfast and avo for avocado.
We learned about the flat white coffee, and for lunch, the meat pie and the sausage roll.
And we can't forget the Tim Tam Slam, a very important skill to learn.
Of course. Then we had the Barbie with snags for sausages.
And finally, the very unique foods, Vegemite, Lamingtons, and the beautiful Pavlova.
It's a great list. And for our listeners, we hope this makes you feel more confident when you hear these words or see these foods on a menu. Trying local food is one of the best parts of experiencing a new culture.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Thanks for joining us on the TriVox Language Hub. We hope you enjoyed our tasty tour of Australian food.
Until next time, happy learning.